ever eat yellow snow.
Good teaching.
I'm layered.
Laird who? Making the same
Mary
argument.
Berry says layer cake, so it must be correct if Mary Berry says it.
Well, no, that's not right, is it?
It sounds weird when I say layer.
What, the word? Yeah. Layer. It's 2 syllables instead of 1 syllable. You do. Well, if you're going to say laird, yes, you might as well say pilots. You join us at a very opportune moment. Kay has the giggles.
Dan's giving me the giggles.
Whoops. Hey.
Going to be sensible.
It's a special episode, RK.
Okay.
It is a very special episode. It's Easter.
Happy Easter, everybody.
It's my favourite holiday.
Because you get chocolate?
No.
Oh.
Did you know that this was my favourite holiday?
No.
Christmas is a bit depressing because you get the presents and then it's all downhill from there. Summer, it's all a bit hot.
Oh.
Don't you think?
It can be.
Easter, everything's springing open and it's all lovely and the days are all crisp and there's no build-up to disappointment, is there? It's not like...
No, I guess not.
Presents, you've had them all. So it's our Easter special and it's a massive episode. We've been building up to trying to broadcast from another country since our very first episode, and today we try and do it. You will have already seen a sneak peek in the outtakes at the start, and I have to say that I was nervous. Nervous because, as you know, with the knit or forfeits that we've done, there's always been technological challenges.
There has.
And I'm so glad that we did it in the way that we did it, and we did structure it specifically this way, building up to this point.
But Robin was
raise the
amazing.
excitement.
She knew exactly what to do. She was totally on the ball with the technology.
Robin is a legend.
Yeah.
And you will find out all about that later. It's
She's
so great.
Cute with her hair like that, don't you think?
Yeah. This is a big episode because it's Easter. And happy Easter, happy Good Friday. This is a big day because today I start my double knitting journey.
Oh my goodness.
At 11 a.m. No, not 11 a.m. At 1 p.m. GMT UK time, I will have my very first lesson in double knitting.
Good luck.
I'm going to do some preemptive work.
Right.
Because there's a tutorial on the Sockmatician's website, on his YouTube.
He does excellent tutorials.
I'm going to have a look at a cast-on tutorial. So I'm going to swat up beforehand. And do you know what I might even do?
Secretly laughing inside.
Look, I said at the start of this year, this was the year of me pushing the boundaries.
Well, it certainly is.
And if I lose this knit or forfeit, you're going to find out later, I'm going to be seriously pushing the boundaries. But more of that later.
It was so funny. He said to me the other night, he said, Nathan's just messaged me. Do we have some 4mm needles and some double knitting yarn?
Do we?
And I went, possibly.
I don't know.
I might be able to find those for you.
Can I have something that I'm going to enjoy working with?
Do I have anything else?
Okay, that's fine.
Do it,
I'm sorry I asked. So, my double knitting journey will be starting. I'm going to video diary it and publish it for the patrons.
Are you?
So watch out for that in the behind the scenes. It's going to be like a behind the scenes slash. That's a good word.
Beeping.
Slash tutorial. No, I'm a good boy. So yeah, watch out for that. I think it's time for us to get cracking and to find out, Kay Jones, what's on your needles?
Yay! Just before I start a row, that was opportune, wasn't it?
Yes.
I am working on my stitching time blanket.
Ooh!
I've finished the February square. I can't remember if I showed you this unbordered or not, but I've bordered it now, so February is just finished. Isn't it lovely? Oh, super nice. So I now have January. I know, I wanted to sing that. No, I wanted to go January. Don't be scared. What's that song?
No idea.
Okay, that's going to be in my head now. April I've done already, so I'm ahead of myself really. And then I've got October, November and December. So I'm now working on March, which makes sense because we're in March. But before I show you that, I just saw this and it reminded me. Do you see this yarn here? It's probably not transferring exactly right because it's so bright. But this one was a mini from Juliana's Fibre. I got a set of minis a good few months ago. And this was one of them. It's kind of like pink and corals and it's like neon. Bryony absolutely adores this yarn and I've put it into this blanket. It's in the big crocheted blanket that I did and it's also in the smaller teddy bear crocheted blanket that I made. And she just absolutely loves this yarn and I just thought the other day, oh, I'm going to ask Juliana if there's any chance she could dye me up a skein of it because I'd love to make Bryony a toy out of it. I want to make her a love bot, but I want to make her a little mini one because she's got a little family of love bots. So I contacted lovely Juliana and she said, yeah, of course, but that it might just come out slightly different because it's a while since she's dyed it, you know. It's not one of her regular colours, but she's dyed it up for me and it's beautiful and it's on its way. So I am going to get a whole skein of that to make Bryony a beautiful neon love bot. So I am bordering my March block now. Here's March. And this is all like crocus colours. Do you know the little crocus flowers that come up in sort of February and March time? They're still out at the moment and they're always purple and white and orange, really, really pretty. You get carpets of them, it's gorgeous. So that's what my colours are based on. My favourite one in this is this one. Do you see this one here? Oh, it's so pretty. This one is a mini that lovely Amber sent me, and she sent me the whole range of Sesame Street minis that another crafty girl does. This is the first one that I've used, but it's my favourite. And
I love Sesame Street.
Yeah. Amber, I don't know which this one is. Can you tell me which that one is? Because Amber will know. She said she knew them all. And this is the kind of orange that I like. I'm not sure how you describe that orange. Is it more of an apricot orange? Yeah. I love that. It's such a beautiful colour. And the base that she uses at Another Crafty Girl, oh my goodness, I love it. I really, really love the base. I think it's just a 2-ply, but it's like a high twist 2-ply. If I hold it up, I don't know whether you'll be able to see or not. It's a lovely, lovely base, and it's quite a nice floofy base too. It's not skinny, it's a nice, a nice thickness. So I love that one, but I've also got in there, that one is a mini from lovely Sarah Hepworth. That is Cascade Heritage Prints, and I love that. I've never knit with it before, and it's lovely, lovely yarn. I think that's tomato, that colourway.
What does floofy mean?
Floofy?
Yeah.
It means floofy.
And that means?
Like...
Is that a whole new word?
No, it's a word,
I've
isn't
never
it?
heard... Floofy?
Floofy's a word.
Is it?
I think it's
Shall I go get the Oxford Dictionary and see if floofy's in there? Are you telling me, honestly, that you think floofy is in the Oxford Dictionary?
Well, I don't know if it'll be in the Oxford Dictionary.
I'll tell you something, though, and I would agree with you
word.
110%. There are words in the Oxford Dictionary that shouldn't be in there, and floofy should.
Floofy should.
Yes.
Yes. Well, it is now a word. And
we all need to use floofy.
I've used the word floofy before. Does that mean it's still not a word just because I've used it before?
I've never heard it before. It must have washed over me. We need to all use the word floofy as much as possible and force that into the Oxford Dictionary.
I think it should be.
Yes. Continue.
So
Pray continue.
So I'm working on my borders, and what I do, can you see I've got little... Oh, I made dozens of these at the weekend. I had this urge to make myself a load of progress keepers. So can you see this one's a little cupcake? How cute. And then this one is a little pair of scissors. Oh, so sweet. So what I do is I put little markers on the edges where I need to do...
If those scissors worked.
I know, it would be cool. No, they don't work, sadly. But I put little markers on the sides where I know I have to knit 10 ridges, and then the other sides are 5, because it's very easy to get that wrong, and I have got that wrong and had to rip back and add more rows.
You got your own design wrong.
Well, I did, yeah. So I'm working the second side, and this one's got 10 as well, and then the other side I've just got 5, so that it won't take me very long to finish. I will have this done by the end of March.
Which is good, because is that your March square?
This is the March square, yeah. And then I've already done April, so I can...
Well, that's just weird.
I can wait till May to do my next one.
Do you know what? Does that make me weird? I couldn't knit on the April square in March.
Well, I knit the April one in December or something.
That's bonkers.
Or January
that's
or something.
Bonkers.
I can't remember, because I just wanted to knit on it. I didn't want to wait the months, which is why I'm now way ahead. So I've just got May, June, July, August, September to do. I've got 5 more months, so I'll finish this blanket in September, which will be quite fun.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, and I've just finished the series of tutorials for the patrons for this.
Well, whilst you've finished filming them, they're
not all out
finish
yet, no.
going out until they'll be out. They'll finish in 2 weeks' time.
Oh,
so there'll be one next week, there'll be one the week after, and then we'll be finished.
So, Dan Jones.
Hello.
What's on your noodles?
Well, I can tell you what's on your plate.
Right.
Look.
Oh, it is my plate. You've stolen my plate.
This is case food. They overdid these.
Yeah, it's a bit...
They totally overdid it.
It's
another reason.
I can't believe you're eating it not toasted. I mean, I just cannot get over that.
I love them not toasted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're really nice.
Right.
And I found that because these are a bit
over-baked.
They're actually nicer untoasted.
Oh, right.
I think they're great. I love hot cross buns. And we do sort of eat them all year now, don't we?
You do?
I think other people may do that as well. I wasn't meaning...
I thought you meant we as in you and me.
I was meaning us as a British society.
I'd rather have a toasted tea cake, I've got to say, than a hot cross bun.
It's a different thing.
Well, it is a different thing.
In my opinion, that's like a tea cake there's a whole experience that you have to sit down for.
Right.
A hot cross bun you can eat on the go.
Who said that?
Me.
Right, okay.
Well, it's smaller, isn't it? It's more compact.
It is smaller.
Toasted tea cake, by its nature, has to be toasted.
Yes.
That's a bun.
Otherwise, it's just a tea cake.
Well, and it's weird.
You would never eat a tea cake not toasted,
no.
would you?
Whereas that you could, as I've just done.
Well, you could eat. I suppose you could, but it's not the done thing. Anyway,
that is another reason why I love Easter, and Kay has made some historically, and they've always been delicious. So, what else is what's on my needles?
I was going to say you've not even spoke about it.
It is my sock, and there's a number of wonderful things to tell you about. The first thing is, as you'll remember, the first one of these that I knit, my gauge isn't loosening, I made a pig's ear of the heel turn. This time I nailed it first time.
I didn't even know you'd done it.
No. And also the picking up of stitches, it still wasn't perfect, but actually with the help of Josh Groban, I did a much better job. It's the best job I've ever done at picking up stitches, most definitely. And I've really felt like...
You need to hold it up in a way that many people can actually see what it is.
I really felt like... I like holding it up.
Alright, then carry on.
I really felt like that I'd learnt lots and that I was understanding more of what's going on. And that's led me to a big decision.
Oh.
Yes, and that decision is that I'm going to knit some on DPNs.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Well, I've got some lovely thicker yarn upstairs. I've got 3 different skeins.
Right.
There's an Opal, there's a Regia, and there's some West Yorkshire spinners. So you've got a choice.
Well, as soon as I finish this sock, and it's the easy bit, isn't it now?
Yes.
Knitting down the toe and doing the toe decrease. The toe decrease.
Knitting down the toe.
Well, the foot. Sorry. Also as well, I went down 1 stitch too many.
2 stitches.
Okay. To make it worse. Yeah, I went down 2 stitches too many. But
one.
it's only thin yarn.
Doesn't matter.
It's super thin. We'll put that. We'll just stretch it.
Well, it's fine, isn't it?
We'll block it hard.
No.
But yes, it is really enjoyable knit. The yarn is lovely. It's what is it? Okay.
Well, you tell me, darling.
I don't know. You know what make is this?
Oh, for heaven's sake! Do you know what make that is?
The German one.
It looks like you've barely used any.
It's the German one.
It's darling. Look.
Are they German?
How long have you been knitting?
This is Opal in the cat colourway.
They always put cute pictures on their ball bands.
Okay, you better be ready for another project.
I'm not.
It's like, Oh,
I'm not ready.
talk about slick.
Look, I thought I was just going to have a chance just to have a little
Non-slick.
knit.
Yeah, look, I've been sat there talking about my sock for ages.
Let's do this.
Yes, let's do this. Kay Jones, what else
Let's do this.
is on your needles?
In my lovely Sasha bag. It's my poncho, everybody. Oh, you're all thinking, oh my goodness, she's going to have knit absolutely loads on that poncho and it'll be nearly finished. Well, what do you think? It's not nearly finished, sadly. I put a little marker where I was last podcast, and look at the, you can, yeah, I've obviously gone a bit crazy for these, but it's a little ladybird. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the little ladybird? Oh, it's so cute. I am this far in. Does it look like it's grown?
Yes.
It has grown a bit because that's where I was. I've done maybe 2.5, 3 inches since last time. And it honestly isn't a long knit, this. You know, if you sit down and knit on it, it gets knit. Did you realise that? If you don't knit on it, the fairies don't come and do it for you. The thing that's
those naughty fairies.
I know. I wish they would come and knit
you need
on
like
it for me.
the elves. No, who are the fellas who come and help the shoemaker make shoes?
The elves.
Is it elves?
The elves and the
Oh,
shoemaker.
of course it is, because it's an elf.
It's not that I'm not enjoying it, but my issue, I think I said this last time, is that it's heavy, you know, and all of this weight now, it's heavy, and pushing it around and pulling it around, I find all that business just a little bit cumbersome. So it's not been the first thing that I've kind of wanted to go and knit on. However, I did spend a couple of hours this week knitting on it, and you know, I made a good bit of progress. And I'm finished. I've just finished section 3, which is the end of all the sections, but then what you do is you repeat section 3 until you reach a certain length. Now I've got to get to, I think it's about 23 inches, something like that, and I'm at 18 or 19. So it's not that far off really, but then I'm thinking it probably needs to be a bit longer than that for me, because
You have a long body.
I have a long body, yeah, so I don't know how I'm going to judge this. I mean, I probably could try it on, couldn't I? But it's to come off the needles. I mean, I'll probably just measure it again. See, the colour's nice on me, isn't it? So I don't know quite how I'm going to judge it, but I think I'll just maybe add another couple of inches to what the pattern says, and then I think it'll be long enough. I promise to keep working on it. And then, you know, it will be done when it's done. It's for our knit along, for our lovely patrons, the Gorgeous Garment knit along. So yeah, and this is the Quince & Company Lark. All of it is Lark, apart from this very bright aqua colour. Would you say that's aqua? And that's Cascade 220.
That looks like grey.
Grey? There, that.
Oh,
looks like
sorry,
grey.
sorry. No, it doesn't.
No, it's like an aqua. Is that how you describe that colour?
What colour's turquoise?
It's not that, is it? Turquoise is more of a greeny, richer.
Right.
I'm looking around for something that's turquoise and I can't see anything. Yeah, I really, really want to get it finished. And then it'll be whether it suits me and whether I wear it. But I'm not concerned about that, because even if I won't wear it, I know that your mum would wear it.
Yes.
So it would make a fabulous gift. And if I decide that it's not for me, then I'll probably keep it for Christmas, because her birthday, Nana Wendy's birthday, is on Boxing Day.
Yes.
So I usually have sort of one knitted gift for her, or handmade gift, and then one other gift, don't we?
Yes.
So it would make a fabulous gift, and I'd save it for Christmas then if
Yes.
I thought it was for Nana Wendy.
Yes.
So that's that. And I honestly thought I would have zero progress on that, so I'm actually quite pleased in the end, and that's thanks to Dan for sitting me down and talking to me about various
I can tell you
things.
something. You won't catch me knitting anything with holes in.
Really?
No.
Just remember that.
Have you finished?
I have finished with that.
What else is on my needles? Well, it is a Handbrake Cowl.
Oh, it's lovely yarn, this.
There it is. This is Eden Yarns.
Yeah, look at the colour. Oh, it's lovely.
You forget how nice this pattern is to knit.
I've only knit one, I think.
Yes.
Is that right? Have I only knit one? I think your mum's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really lovely to knit on. And I was just thinking when you were saying how some things you don't want to knit on, and I was wondering why you don't want to knit on them, because with me, I don't really care about what the project is.
Really? That's interesting.
I don't care what the project is. What I care about is knitting. So
maybe
whatever I'm
that
knitting
means
on, I'm not bothered.
Maybe you're more of a process knitter then.
Well, I knit.
And I'm more of a project knitter.
I don't...
Is that the thing then? I never thought about that before.
I think everyone...
Product, not project.
I think everyone needs to try and be a little bit of a process knitter at times, because I think if you allow yourself to be a process knitter, it does wonderfully good things to you.
I agree.
We touched on this slightly on the Patreon Only podcast last Friday, and the reason why we spoke about it last Friday was because I'd literally just been to the consultant, but I'll give you a very short synopsis. We went to the consultant, he spoke about my pituitary gland, he discussed the fact that it wasn't working hard, which he perhaps would have suspected it should be, asked if we were doing anything that was relaxing my brain, and of course knitting was that thing. And he said, oh, that might be why your pituitary gland is not, because anyone can say what they like to me, but I'm telling you, doing this is meaning I don't have to take as many drugs.
Right.
Yes.
Cool.
That's rather
but
good.
Everything was okay at the consultants, wasn't it? So.
Yes. So now we're in the feeling good mode. The feeling
good
good
mode
mode
got to go for
will
3
last
months.
for about 8 weeks, and then in 8 weeks we'll then start to panic.
We then start to worry again. Yeah.
But yes, I'm thoroughly enjoying knitting on this.
I don't suppose you found the ball bag.
Who knows?
Why have you got that in there?
Because I like it.
You've still got the pattern from the Declan's hat in there.
Yeah,
You've
I'm
still got
saving
the
that.
leftover Declan's yarn
Yeah,
and the needles.
It reminds me of the project.
Do you not ever clear out your project bags, darling? And cable needles in there? Do you just pile in another project when you finish one? Clearly that is what happens. I'm going to have to monitor this bag usage, aren't I?
Are you ready for your next project?
I was just going to show them this beautiful yarn. Oh,
isn't it lovely?
Look at that.
They want to see something new.
Thank you, Tracy.
And isn't that new down there?
Oh, it is new.
What else is on your needles, Kay? Show us.
Well, you might remember.
I don't remember. Tell me.
Shush.
Oh.
You might. I can't speak now. Might remember for the last episode.
It's me all up now. Please stuff it.
Well, that's because you've got Mad Tosh all in there.
It was fine, and then
I was just about to start a new sock for Dan out of the Berger de France yarn. Now, I did start that sock and I am knitting it. However, I have transferred that to a pop project. So if you're a patron, you will have seen that last week on our pop podcast. So because Dan loves his hand knit socks so much, I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to cast on another sock for him. Doesn't matter if I have 2 on the go, does it? There's no rules. So I have.
maybe there is.
Maybe there is.
That we're not aware of.
So I've cast on another sock for Dan, and I am using very, very precious stash yarn. This was very kindly...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, this was very kindly sent to me last year, and I've hoarded it for a little bit because I couldn't bring myself to knit with it quite yet. I just loved the fact that I'd got it. But I think it's time. It's time to knit with it. So I am knitting with my Harry Potter Opal.
Well, I'm honoured.
I know.
That it's me.
Yeah, I know.
Who is that?
This is Harry, apparently. Oh. Now, I haven't seen... There's the ball band. You will know it's the Harry Potter Goblet of Fire. No, it's not. Half-Blood Prince, I beg your pardon. It's the Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince range from Opal, and this is Harry, which is 2355. Now, I've never seen the Half-Blood Prince. The thing with Harry Potter for me, and Brian is kind of like this as well, I love Harry Potter. You know, I've read 4 of the books, I think, and then I just kind of started to struggle with it. It just got a bit dark for me. And the films are the same for me as well. And Me and Bryony watch numbers 1 and 2 all the time. She was watching the first one last night, actually. And I just tried to get her to watch The Prisoner of Azkaban yesterday, and I put it on for 10 minutes. And as soon as she saw there's like a werewolfy type thing in it, isn't there? And she doesn't like the Dementors either. She finds those really scary. And I think, whilst I think the third one is okay, I don't think it's that scary. After that, I just think they get a bit dark, and I don't like the way that they've been filmed, the later ones. Completely different to numbers 1 and 2. I think the feeling of them is completely different.
I'll be honest, I'm not particularly bothered about any of them.
No, well, I really like 1 and 2.
Right.
And I loved, the books. I read, like I say, I think I've read the first 4. But then it lost it for me. They got too big. They got too big, and it became, there was too many characters. There's too much going on. I couldn't keep up with it. But that's just me. Obviously, I know how massively popular they are. I really, really wanted some of this yarn, and it's discontinued now. You can't get it anymore. So, if you see it on destash ever, which is very unlikely, I think people just don't really destash it. Then grab it, is what I would say.
It's beautiful.
It is.
How could anyone? And this is, do you know what? We have to take the power and enjoyment of knitting to more people.
We do.
Look at it. Look at it. How could you not look at that and not go? And that's not about anything that I've done. That's about the yarn.
The yarn is beautiful.
And it's about the pattern. But I love. Don't you love that? Sorry.
So, I will stop waffling and I'll show you the yarn. This is what the Harry colourway looks like. It's blues and greens and a touch of it's sort of like a pinky red actually. It's not a scarlet red. And then a little bit of white in there as well. So I'm not sure where this inspiration for Harry comes from. I'm presuming it's somewhere within the film. This reminds Opal of Harry. And I've started knitting a sock. And I'm knitting this one on magic loop just for a change, because the other one for Dan I'm doing on DPNs. So I thought, it'll be nice. And there's my sock so far. And can you see what I've got on this one? Look, it's a little cookbook. How cute. And technically, I don't really need a progress keeper when I'm working magic loop. But I just thought it just looks cute.
Why are you doing this magic loop and not DPN?
Just for a change.
Right.
I just fancied it.
Well, you see,
but I've got a DPN.
I'm worried now.
Why are you worried?
Because why are you doing that?
I wanted to change from DPNs. I've got two of the socks.
Why did you need to change?
I've got 2 of the socks on the go that's on DPNs, and I just thought it might be nice just to change it up. Plus, I really wanted to use this needle. It's a Chiagu. I love the...
So it's the needles?
I love these needles for Magic Loop.
Right.
And you might like these.
Well, that doesn't seem as stupid as... The ones that I use.
Isn't because it's the one with the metal inside the cord,
right.
So it doesn't go nuts. Do you know how some cords just go flop all over the place and just get in your way?
Yeah.
This one I find stays put. So when you pull out your end and you go in like that. Look, it just stays put like that, and there's no. I just find them really, really nice for knitting magic loop. And I'll talk a bit more about Chiagus on my next project, but I really like the actual needle itself as well, even though it's metal. And this is why you might like these, because they somehow remind me of wooden needles, even though they're metal.
Perhaps my magic loop problems with socks is
needle.
Well, I like the needles, I just don't like the rope.
The rope?
Yeah.
The rope? This is a rope.
The cable.
No, I agree. I think it's all down to the cable when it's magic loop.
Right.
So you might like to.
But you told me that I should do them on DPNs.
I didn't tell you.
You did.
I said, would you?
You did. You said the next ones you do, you should cast them on with DPNs.
I said, do you want to try DPNs?
Not what I recall.
What I said.
Not what I recall.
I really, really love these needles, and I knit this I cast it on in an evening and I got that far, and I think it's knitting up really nice. I really like the colours. And I've found this that I'm going to do for the heels. Look how that matches. Can you see how it matches that red perfectly? And this is West Yorkshire Spinners. It's their Cherry Drop. It's Signature 4-ply Cherry Drop. You remember they did that at Christmas to coordinate with the Christmas one. And it's not like I say, it's got a sort of slightly pinky tone to it. And I think it just matches that red really well. So I'm going to use that for the heels. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's Opal, and I love knitting with Opal. You know, every time I knit an Opal sock, I think, why don't I just knit Opal socks all the time? Because I just really love the yarn. It's perfect for socks, in my opinion.
When I think of Opal, it makes me think of Lego, and the reason why I say that is, for me, Lego is like this mythical company that everything it brings out is great.
Yeah.
And have I read that right with Opal?
Yeah, I mean, there's some of the colourways that they've not called to me, the ones lately. I think I've said this recently, but the new Sweet and Spicy 3 range is very nice, and I might order a couple of those actually.
For review?
Well, I've knit with Opal so much actually that I'm not sure I could review it. No. But loving this project, and you know, highly recommend Opal if you haven't ever knit with it, which if you're a sock knitter, I can't imagine that you wouldn't have ever knit with Opal.
Well, I haven't.
You know, mainly people knit fingering weight Opal.
Right.
But yes, loving it. And it's in my cute little Roman bag because I thought it kind of coordinated, you know, the blues and the greens. So, yeah.
What else is on my needles?
Lovely.
Well, I'll tell you what else.
Project. Sorry.
Finished. I'll tell you. Look, stupid cable. Not hanging nicely.
No, this
curling
is the
around.
Look, this is the difference.
Like Silly Billy.
It's got a lot of
memory. So
I don't know how to describe it really.
Hanging free.
It's more relaxed.
Yes.
It's not as tense like that.
It's like me. I meant tense, not as tense. What?
How you can expect anybody to interpret that in any other way apart from how I interpreted it, I don't know.
It's true.
All right.
The doctor said, didn't he?
It's not getting any better.
He did. And it's all down to the knitting. I'm Mr. Chilled. Yes, so it's number 2 of my lovely, or Kay's lovely
I really
mitten.
want you to finish these. The weather's not going to be right for
You're
them.
always cold.
Well, I'm not going to wear mittens in June.
And when we go on our next favourite places to knit, I guarantee you're going to need these. So I need to get on with it. And
it's like a little pet.
it knits up quick, so I'll get on with it.
Well, you should.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I love it.
There it is. Handspun with love.
Ooh,
really nice.
You need to knit it on Fondant Fibre Friday.
Yes, that's new.
It's
we
new.
established that on the pop project, the pop episode
podcast.
on Friday.
We've created a new thing.
On Fridays.
On Fridays.
And that's every Friday.
I'm repeating you.
Yes. On a Friday, you knit with Fondant Fibre.
Yes.
Because it's Fondant Fibre Friday.
Every Friday, that is what we're going to do.
Yes. You can spin with Fondant Fibre on a Saturday.
Oh, right.
Because it's spinning Saturdays.
Spinning Saturdays.
Yes.
Right.
So you knit with the fibre that you spun on the Saturday the week before, and then you spin next week's fibre on the Saturday after you've knit with it on the Friday.
It's all very confusing, isn't it? What if you don't spin?
Well, you're in trouble.
Right. Sorry.
What else?
Well. I am in joyous heavenly heaven.
You're in joyous heavenly heaven?
I am.
You are?
Yes.
Amazing.
With this project.
Yes.
I haven't spoken to you about it since I started it because I just wanted to show my joy of it on the podcast and not release any of the joy to you beforehand. Does that make sense?
Well, don't release too much joy because we need to capture it in the knit along with Kay's.
All right, okay. Well, I shall release a good amount of joy. Right.
I just put that away. I was meant to knit on it. Oh, continue.
I have had lengthy, thoughtful sessions just lately, and I've had. What? No, I have.
Okay.
And Dan has helped me in these thoughtful sessions. This is what's. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this this is going to be the episode of giggles, clearly.
Um,
Right. I think I've had this issue lately where I've not been pushing myself. Stop it! I've been gravitating towards projects that are just very simple, very mindless, don't have to think about them. And I think what that has meant is that my brain has been wandering a lot. And when you suffer with anxiety, having a wandering brain is not a good thing. And we decided after a very lengthy discussion that I really needed something to take my mind off things that it shouldn't be on and it shouldn't be pondering on, because it's just not good for me when that happens. So we thought a good way of doing that is to use my knitting, because that is what knitting is for, isn't it? Really, that's a good.
And you're now coming straight back onto process knitting.
I am. I think that's true actually, because I really felt like I needed something that will focus my mind, so that I'm not just knit, and you go onto autopilot, which is great for sometimes. That's fantastic, and I love that kind of knitting. But sometimes you just need something that is going to really make you focus. And you said that is what you're like when you're knitting, whether it's simple or not.
Yeah.
Your mind is on the knitting and you're concentrating on that. And it gives your brain a rest.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. I needed something to give my brain some relief from all the nonsense that goes on in my brain.
It's like a massage, isn't it? It's
I
like
guess
when you massage a tense
it is.
muscle, your brain is full of stuff.
I guess
and
so.
if you knit on something like this, then it allows your brain to relax. And this really was the key to, and we got it slightly wrong. Although I know there were certain bits on the original Knit Along with Kay that we started a few weeks ago. Yeah. We sort of took a step back, had a think about it, and I'm excited about this now. And the fact that you're saying to me that you're up for this.
What I decided, for ages and ages, I've really wanted, a beautiful lace shawl. But the thought of knitting a beautiful lace shawl, I've just been like, I just can't deal with that at the minute. And then I thought, you know what, you're being stupid, because that is exactly what your brain needs at the minute. So I looked in my queue on Ravelry and I found this shawl, which I've had queued for a long time, and actually the designer has got the most beautiful lace shawls, and I just want to knit them all. They are absolutely gorgeous. The designer is called Dee O'Keefe. A lot of you, I'm sure, will know her. And I am knitting the Holbrook shawl. This is in black and white, but it gives you an idea of the pattern. It's beautiful. Can you see? Isn't that gorgeous? And it's basically got, you see this lace panel, oh, this is difficult, isn't it? This lace panel here, it goes in a triangle like this. So you've got stocking stitch, it's like a half circle. You've got stocking stitch, and then a triangle of lace here. And then this beautiful applied border. There's another picture there. I just want to make sure I'm not showing you any of the pattern. It's a paid for pattern. Isn't it gorgeous? And I've long looked at this and thought, I would absolutely love that shawl. And I just thought, you're so silly, just knit it, So I am knitting this shawl. And actually, when I bought the pattern and printed it off and looked at it, it's not as tricky as it looks. All the stitches are very simple lace stitches. There is honestly nothing tricky about it. And it's written as well as charted. You will know my feelings on that. I will say no more. So I am working through the written instructions. The yarn I'm using I had in stash. This is brilliant. I didn't have to buy anything for it. I had this in stash.
Don't spoil the review that you've started.
Oh no, I'm doing a review on this yarn. So, but this is the yarn I'm using. Malibrigo sock, and it's in the ochre. Oh, wrong way. Ochre colourway.
And we've just started some reviews. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a off-the-shelf, in use and finished object reviews on yarns and all sorts. And the first one actually went out yesterday. Yeah. And they're going to be linked in around the whole Knit Along with Kay.
Yeah. That's more of it. It's a very rich gold. It's richer than this. This looks a bit too yellow. It's really a more slightly going into the, not mustard, but just a richer gold. And I've got 2 skeins of this. And I originally bought this to knit my Duchess of Devonshire shawl with, and then I changed my mind and used the blacker yarns. So I had this in stash. It was perfect. It reminds me of Chatsworth. You all know how much I love Chatsworth. And I'd got the right amount of yarn. So I cast it on yesterday. And this was just in one sitting. And I think I spent about an hour and a half maybe knitting on this yesterday, because I just wanted to get it cast on. And I was so, and I love it. And it's lovely, look. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? I love that lace. And it looks quite complicated, doesn't it? I think it looks quite complicated. It's really simple. And this is what I love about, some lace patterns, that they do look complicated, but actually it's really not. And look how beautiful and tonal the yarn is. It's just gorgeous. And I was really pleased with my cast on. It uses a, garter tab cast on. And I think it came out really neat. Look, I was super pleased with that. And I'm just loving it. It was just, I cast it on and I was knitting on it, and I wasn't watching, it was just on some old Downtons. It's just a joy. And it's not tricky at all. If you fancy knitting a lace shawl that looks amazing, I think this shawl looks amazing. But, so far it's really not tricky. The pattern's really well written, very clear. The only thing that I kind of wish is I wish it had stitch counts. I always put that on my patterns so that you can check and make sure that that you've not missed an increase on the edge or something like that. But what I've been doing is I've just been checking that the number of stitches on this side matches the number of stitches on this side, so that I know I haven't missed an increase, and and just so that you know that you're on the right track, really. But it's really well written, very clear. And so far, I know I've only sat and knit on it for a little bit, but I'm just loving it. And I really, really want to sit and knit on it, which for me is a great feeling, because that's what's been lacking just lately with me, I think. The enthusiasm that I'm like, I really, really want to knit on it. And I'm using some stitch markers. You see these are just the little round ones with a bead on. But these ones came from lovely Tracy. Tracy Darby sent me a lovely package. Thank you, Tracy. I have thanked you. But she put a load of these little stitch markers in. I think she's made them herself. Did you make these, Tracy? And these are my favourite types of stitch markers. But these ones in particular, the metal is very thin. And I love that. I don't like... Can you see how thin that metal is? I don't like stitch markers that are thick metal, and these are fantastic, lovely and light and thin and wonderful. I'm using, but the pattern calls for 3.75mm needles, so I wanted to stick to that, that suggestion. I didn't swatch, because I just don't swatch for shawls. I generally get gauge on pretty much everything. I'm never that far off. So I've actually ordered a set of fixed Chiagu red lace 3.75s, and they should come today, but I thought I really wanted to get started yesterday, so I'm using higher sharps, some interchangeables. Now I do like these needles, however, they spin, which I like, they spin in the in the cables, but I don't know if it's just me getting a dodgy cable or what, but I've checked all 3 cables that came with my set, and they're all kind of the same. Do you know the join here? Can you see how my nail is catching there? There's a little gap there, and my stitches get caught in it every single time, and it drives me bats. So I'm not madly impressed with that. And this is a Chiagu red lace. And I'll show you the difference with the cable. Can you just see how that hangs like that? And this cable, it's just not like that. It's difficult to show because I've got obviously my stitches on it, but it's just not like that. And it is for me, I think, the cables on needles that are really the thing. But the join on this Chiagu is just, just feel that.
It's smooth,
It's
isn't it?
really smooth. And I know this is a fixed circular. This is a fixed, and these are interchangeable. And I do prefer fixed circulars, so it might be that I'll just order a few sets of fixed ones, the ones that I'm going to use for, socks or shawls. And the other thing that I really like, and you're probably not going to be able to tell, this is the higher. It's very slippy. The Chiagu, for some reason, it feels like it's got some drag. And I don't know why that is different, but feel that. That's the the higher, and that's the Chiagu.
Yeah.
It just feels more grippy, and I think that's why I like it as well. It's just the perfect amount of grip. They're nice and pointy. So at the moment, they are definitely my top needle, I would say.
Cool.
Have I talked too much?
We need to get cracking.
Right, okay, so... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was just my enthusiasm.
Now you can go on this journey and it's got nothing.
Can.
It's got nothing to do with the pattern. This is what we slipped into, sort of tutorial mode, because we've done so many, nearly 80 now, which is brilliant.
Gosh, have we really?
Yes. We slipped into tutorial mode with the Knit Along with Kay, and that's not actually what Knit Along with Kay is about. Knit Along with Kay is all about you finding your mojo and pushing on and going on that journey with Kay. And we've seen the rough bits with the original Knit Along with Kay's, and now we seem to have found the right path. So
I really hope so. I do think this is, yeah.
Well, hopefully, we're going to go on quite an exciting... It certainly sounds like it, quite an exciting journey now. We do every Thursday.
So if you would like to join me and knit, you don't have to knit that shawl. You can knit anything. You can knit anything. But I would say if you want to have a go at lace, maybe, that might be a good place to start.
So it's time for the next round of Knit or Forfeit. And as we spoke about at the start of the show, it's transatlantic. So I'm going to get into my DJ... I'm going to get on a plane and let's go to Chicago. And play Knit or Forfeit. Thank you. Welcome to Knit or Forfeit. And would you believe I am sat in Chicago? Yes! I got on a British Airways flight. Of course, I was in my James Bond tuxedo. And I had a martini, shaken not stirred. And I got to Chicago and I got in a cab and I got right here to this rather beautiful apartment. I love it. I particularly love the walls, which remind me of my office walls at home. It's like home from home. Yes, it is the first transatlantic round of Knit or Forfeit. When we did the promo for this in December, it seemed like a lifetime away, and then suddenly we're here, and I'm sat here in America. It's the most amazing thing ever. So, Knit or Forfeit, transatlantic. For those of you who have not seen Knit or Forfeit before, it is a knitting quiz, but with a twist. We have 6 questions on knitting and 4 questions on a specialist subject. And that might give you a little bit of a clue as to who my special guest is today, who the challenger is today. Now, the 4... additional questions, 10 questions in all, are on a specialist subject, and the specialist subject this time is history. Now, not only are there 10 questions, you also get 3 lifelines. You get Ask the Audience, which is Ask Instagram. You get 50-50, where I will take away 2 wrong answers, leave you with 2 correct answers. And of course you can use more than 1 lifeline, just on like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You can use more than 1 lifeline on 1 question if you want to. The 3rd lifeline is you can also text or Instagram a friend. So there are 3 lifelines in all. But I know you're all dying to find out who the challenger is today. The challenger is the rather amazing Robin. Yes!
Hello and welcome to
Yes! I love it. And Robin, you'll have to remind me, is the weather nice outside?
Well, so it's been a bit chilly lately.
Oh, no.
But it is spring, so hopefully we had a few nice days.
My knowledge of global geography is just awful. I'm embarrassed about that. Now, so it's spring with you. Does that mean our seasons are matched? Because it's spring here. That's cool.
Yes. Yep.
I love that. Do you get lots of snow in Chicago?
Usually, but not this year. We did not get a whole lot of snow. It was really sad. I love snow.
I love snow too, but I love doing snow angels.
Yes.
And of course, I was very sure to teach Bryony this at a very young age. Never ever eat yellow snow.
Good teaching.
Robin, I am so excited to have you on Knittle Forfeit. It's just, I think back to that message that you sent me. So when was that message about Byland Abbey?
I think that was over a year ago now. It was a long time ago.
From my point of view, Robin, to get a message like that from you out there in the States that was just absolutely picking up on all the things I loved, I was like, I really, really like this girl. She's cool. And then to find out, so just tell me exactly what it is you're studying.
So I'm working on my PhD in medieval history.
That's like my dream. And what's the grand plan? What do you want to do with that?
I would really like to teach. That's my goal.
Oh, yeah. Robin. That's the coolest thing ever. So you're going to be Professor. Now, how do I pronounce your surname right?
Professor Pokorski.
That's the coolest thing ever. That needs TV programs doing about it. I'm telling you, you're going to be like Mary Beard. You're a professor. Is there like one particular thing that you would be focusing in on and really teaching like the best out of all the things? Is there one bit that you love the most?
So I would probably talk about religious women, like women in abbeys and convents.
Wow.
And so I could go to some of the great abbeys and.
Amazing.
Like Whitby. I could go to Whitby and talk about Hilda.
Have you been to Whitby?
I have, actually. We went on New Year's Day, so it wasn't open, but I've seen it from, you have a pretty good view from the car park, but I haven't walked inside of it, which is so sad. I know.
I can't believe it. You went to Whitby Abbey, but it was shut.
Yeah. I think it's like 1 or 2 or 3 days a year that it's not open. But, you do what you can. And...
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, take a moment to remember this. When the great Robin Pokorski appeared on Knittle Forfeit on the Bakery Beds podcast, because I'm telling you, fast forward 20 years, and we're going to be reading books by this girl. Robin, that's so cool. I'm so jealous. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to put Robin through her knitting and history paces. No. Yes. Now, I loved it. When we started our conversation today, I could see the whites of her eyes. I knew that she was panicking. And I think, as hopefully you saw, Robin, on Tilly's round, as soon as she'd done a couple of questions, she felt so much easier.
Yes.
Today it's about you, Robin. And yes, you will get your revenge in the next round of Knittle Forfeit when Robin is back to ask me my questions. But today, yes, it is all about Robin. And Robin, if you're ready, should we crack on with question 1?
I think we should.
Okay, so we know when the quiz starts because we hear a sound like this. And that means it's time for question 1. So here we go, Robin, with question 1 of Knittle Forfeit, the transatlantic round. On which date did you record your very first podcast episode? And I have, of course, multiple choice for you. So the first answer that it could be is A, the 3rd of April 2015. B, the 4th of April 2015. C, the 5th of April 2015. Or D, the 6th of April 2015. How are you feeling about that question?
Well, I'm feeling okay.
Excellent.
But I'm between 2 choices.
Okay.
Because I know it's coming up on a year. So I actually looked at my YouTube channel the other day and checked out when was a year. So my first episode went live on YouTube on April 5th, 2015.
I'm impressed. You know your stuff.
I think, was that choice C?
Yes. C was the 5th of April. Yes.
That's the answer that I'm going with.
So just let me read you the question again. So I'm going to read you the question again. On which date did you record your very first podcast podcast episode. And Robin, you can buy me a drink after the show.
I think I'll have to because I recorded it the day before. I recorded it on April 4th and uploaded it on the 5th.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen.
think I owe you a drink.
So go on, what is your final answer?
April 4th. Was that choice B?
That choice was B. So, ladies and gentlemen, have I double bluffed? Is that definitely your final answer?
That is definitely my final answer.
Have I double bluffed? Is that the right answer? Should she have used a lifeline? No, she shouldn't. It's perfect. Of course, that's right. Yes. Well done, Robin. You did indeed record your first podcast episode on the 4th of April. If you haven't watched, it is immense. You have to watch the podcast, and I'll put a link in the show notes below. It's really cool. Of course, you will know that it just ticks every box for me because it's all about knitting and all about history. And I know that you guys love our favourite places to knit, which is all about history, so I know you're going to love Robin's show, so give it a watch. Robin, you have 1 out of 1. Yes! Look up there. There's your little picture on the scoreboard. And there's me with naught next to my name. I think we should move on to question 2. Now, question 2 is going to come down, Robin, to you're either going to know this, and I think you will. I believe that you will know this. Here we go with question 2. In 2015, you completed the hat Bedale from Coop Knit's Toasty collection. Do you remember completing that hat?
I do remember completing that hat, yes.
Now, did you keep that hat for yourself?
I did, yes. It's there's a bin behind me. It's sitting in that bin.
It's in the bin?
Quite a bit.
You put it in the bin?
No, not in the trash bin. This is America. You're in America now.
I'm sorry. So is it nice? Do you like it?
It is, yes.
Well, this question is all about Bedale, and the question is, what is Bedale, Robin? Do you think you know?
I have an inkling. I could be totally wrong.
Okay. I shall give you your potential answers, and hopefully this won't make things harder. Okay, here we go. A, is it one of the collection of river valleys and hills that make up the Yorkshire Dales? Is it B, a river in Derbyshire? Is it C, an underused knitting technique developed in the Yorkshire Dales? Or is it D, a market town and civil parish in the district of Hambleton, North Yorkshire?
I think I'm going to go with D. I think it's a town.
Okay. Are you sure about that?
I'm not sure at all.
Isn't it tricky? Now, I've never been on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but it's so often, isn't it, that you see people, they go on, and Chris Tarrant, he's always so naughty, that's who presented it over here. He would always, they'd give an answer, and then he'd say, are you sure? And you must not let that, are you sure, put you off. If you're sure, Robin, you stick by your guns. Now remember,
I'm sticking by.
Are you? She's being very decisive here, so you're going with D, is that your final answer?
It is. I'm pretty sure it's a town.
Okay, is she correct? Yes, she is! Yes! It is indeed a market town and civil parish in the district of Hambleton, North Yorkshire. And I really tried to throw you off there because I thought if I gave such a long answer for it, e.g. a market town and civil parish in the district of Hambleton, I thought that might really catch you out.
It did, and I thought long and hard about it because I thought it was either a town or some sort of like building.
Yeah, Bedale. I mean, it's a lovely place. And when you think of the fact
Have you been?
Yeah. Oh, Bedale's not far.
Okay.
Bedale's not far at all.
Cool.
Yeah, I could be there in about 50 minutes.
Oh wow.
So what's so clever about Bedale is, though, you think that it is going to be somewhere in the Yorkshire Dales. I do anyway, because it says Bedale.
Right.
But it's not. It is completely the other side. It's in the moors. So the Yorkshire Dales are very rolling and very beautiful. The moors and Bedale are quite rugged.
Right.
2 questions, 2 correct answers. Yes! I think now it's time to just sort of make it slightly more tricky.
Oh no!
You see, the thing is though, Robin, if you know your stuff, you're going to know the answer to this. So let's do it. This is a really short question. Okay.
Oh, no.
Who designed the hedgerow socks? Is it A, Laura Neal? Is it B, Sandy Turner? Is it C, Jane Cochran? Or is it D, Tin Can Knits? Why is this question particularly appropriate for you?
Well, so I had this green yarn that I loved, and I wanted to knit socks out of it, and I started knitting hedgerow socks, and then I frogged them.
You absolutely did.
I remember the socks vividly. I don't think I know who. Holly, do you know who designed these socks? I think I might have to use my Ask Instagram for this one.
Okay, so
I'm going to ask Instagram who designed the hedgerow socks.
She is using her Ask Instagram, and what we'll do, folks, is we'll park this question, and we'll come back to this when we've done all the other questions. Have you done your question?
Yes, I have asked Instagram.
Excellent. Okay, so should we crack on with question 4?
Yes.
This is the 4th of the 6 knitting questions, but then of course it's on to the history. So what is question 4? Let's find out. The River Knitter has released 2 patterns on Ravelry since their foundation in 2012. One is the reversible mug mat. What is the other? Is it A, the very simple garter stitch cowl? Is it B, the very simple garter stitch shawl? Is it C, the very simple garter stitch mittens? Or is it D, the very simple reversible garter stitch socks? I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have laughed on that last question, and I think I may have just given away that perhaps D isn't the answer as I laughed so loudly. Hey, and Robin, I think it would be interesting to know, why is this so appropriate for you, this question?
Well, I started to knit the reversible mug mat. I still haven't finished knitting the reversible mug mat, but I started it.
I love it. And now, do you have any idea what the answer might be?
No, I don't. Well, I know it's not the socks.
Excellent.
I don't think it's a hat.
Well, that's good, because there wasn't a hat in any of the other answers.
Oh no, mittens. I don't think it's mittens.
All right, okay. That was cool.
Whatever C was.
Now remember, you do have 2 more of your lifelines, so you have.
I know.
You have 50,
I kind of want to be strategic about them and save them.
I think that's a good idea, but remember though, they are there.
For this one. I think I am going to go with the cowl. Was that
so
A or B?
That's A.
Going with A.
So your final answer is A?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is now locked in. She's wrong! Oh no! I'm so sorry, Robin. But I'm not sorry at all, because that was an amazing start. That's one of the best starts I've seen on Knit All 4 Feet, and I was really panicking.
Okay, was it the shawl?
It's the shawl. Oh. I'm so sorry. You were so close.
So close.
Oh no.
So close. And yet so very far away.
Yes, I think this is a very opportune time to discuss our forfeits.
Ooh, yes. Yes, now, I think it is.
Now, I think I've been so mean to you so far. I think you should tell me, first of all, what my forfeit is.
Well, I had quite a thought, and quite a think, and I talked to Kay about it, and I think that your forfeit will be to knit lace.
Oh no!
It has to be complicated lace, but it has to have some holes in it, and it has to be purposeful holes.
This is something I really don't want to do.
Not remotely interested in.
No, thank you so much. Now, I think it's time for me to tell you what your forfeit is.
I want to know.
Robin, I also have been talking to Kay about this. And
funny.
She tells me that someone has been spinning a little bit.
Yes.
Yes, so I thought what would be lovely would be if you spun enough fingering weight yarn.
Yikes.
To crochet yourself a square for your blanket.
Oh, I could do that.
Isn't that lovely?
Good. The challenge will be the fingering weight. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, you see, that wasn't too bad, was it? I think it's time for us to have a look at question 5. Okay, are you ready?
I am.
Okay, here we go. Which bold and hardy sheep breed widely crossed with a blue-faced Leicester to produce the North of England mule has resilient wool that is mostly white, although mixed with black on the top of the head? So the breeds that could be the answer are A, Swaledale,
okay.
B, Black Welsh Mountain, C, swart bulls, or D, lonk?
Okay.
Robin, you look like a Bond villain with the cat on your knee. You look
Yes.
like... Yeah. It's so great. Yeah.
That is great.
Sue, Mr. Bond.
Okay, so I know Swaledale is definitely a type of wool.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that it's not the Black Welsh Mountain.
Okay.
Since it's north of England.
Yes.
The blend.
Yes.
I'm going to guess not the one that starts with a Z. And I have never in my life heard of lonk.
Okay.
So I am going with Swaledale. Choice A.
Is she correct? That is the question. Of course she's correct!
Yes!
Yes! That's so cool! What an absolutely great question though, because we got to discover some amazing breeds of sheep. And so it is time for question 6. Oh, and I love this question. This is my favourite of all the questions.
Oh dear.
Here we go, folks. Here we go. Which knitting designer released the Longstone sock in August 2013, named after a lighthouse which was once home to Grace Horsley Darling? Is it A, Kay Jones? Is it B, Nathan Taylor? Is it C, Susie Gawley? Or is it D, Erica Luder?
Oh no! Oh no! I want to know more about this lighthouse and the lady though.
This is such a great story. It's a really great story. Now, I can't go into too much detail because I might give things away, but it is a lighthouse that's in Northumberland. There was basically a really bad, it was a paddle steamer that ran aground and loads of people were going to drown. But this lady and her father lived at this particular lighthouse, at the Longstone Lighthouse, and they went out and they risked life and limb, because it was pitch black, of course, apart from the light from the lighthouse. And this is in the 1800s, so, you know, even that wasn't particularly bright. They went out and they rescued as many people as they could, and she's a heroine, and you know, an absolute heroine. She was a proper lady as well. You never would have thought. Of course, there's no photos, but you know, the pictures that there are of her, and there's a lot because she became so famous. She's a proper, very prim, you know, beautiful lady. So to imagine her getting in a rowing boat and rowing herself out and pulling these sailors out of the water. Amazing, amazing lady. But who designed some socks called Longstone?
To the question, I thought I distracted you.
Yeah.
Okay, so the socks are called Longstone.
Yes.
See, I don't think I've ever seen this pattern before, so I'm going to have to look it up now once we're done filming.
Yes, well, so many people, I'm sure, will be looking it up now. Think about what these are. What has been designed?
Nathan has designed quite a fair number of socks, although I don't think it's him. And then Erica Luder, I know, for Hermione's Everyday Socks. And Susie Gawley did the Bankhead hat.
She did.
I think, yes. I am going to go with Erica Luder.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Is she right? She's not! Oh no! Oh no, I'm so sorry. That was such a tricky question. The actual answer, and I really tried to help you, was Nathan Taylor.
Oh no!
And that's why I said, think about what these are. So you currently you have, now of course we do have one on, which one did we send to, I forgot which one it was. Oh, it was Who Designed the Hedgerow Socks.
Yes, and let me look and see. Instagram has given me answers, and Instagram all agree on the answers, so I think I am ready to answer.
Go for it.
Question.
Question 3, I shall read it out. It's who designed the hedgerow socks? What is your answer?
All right, according to Instagram, thank you Instagram, Jane Cochran designed the hedgerow socks.
You thanked them, and I think you may have been premature. Of course not! That's correct! She's exactly right. Yes! Thank you, Instagram. Instagram is a fountain of all knowledge.
Yes, they are.
She's doing pretty well here, folks.
Pretty well.
But it's now time. It's now time to move on to your specialist subject.
I know, and I feel the pressure on this one.
So here we go.
Okay,
with
here we go.
question 7. Who was the third surviving son of King Edward III, who was born in 1340 and died in 1399? Are you really upset with me?
I'm a little bit upset with you. I'm a little bit upset.
Okay, so here are the choices. It's A, Edward the Black Prince. B, Lionel of Antwerp, also known as Lionel Duke of Clarence. C, Edmund of Langley, also known as Edmund Duke of York. Or is it D, John of Gaunt, also known as John Duke of Lancaster?
Oh, Edward, I think, was his heir and died. I'm pretty sure about that. So he would not have been the third son. I have frankly never heard of Lionel of Antwerp. So then I'm left with John of Gaunt and who else?
Edmund of Langley.
Edmund of Langley. Oh, okay. Then I'm going to go with John of Gaunt.
Are you sure that's your final answer?
No.
Now, remember the statement I made a moment ago.
Yes, I am sure. I am sure because he was powerful and influential, but never became king.
Okay, so the reason why, because this particular person is one of my all-time favourite historical figures. I think he and his mistress and then wife are perhaps my favourite of all medieval characters. They lived for a long time in the town where my brother lives.
Oh!
Yeah, and I've actually visited.
Cool.
Yeah, I visited and been around the area where his mistress and then wife lived for an awful long time. And the answer is, of course, John of Gaunt. Robin's correct! Yes! Well, you got it right, did you? Yes! So that's another question right. You have 2 wrong. So you are heading for a really good score here. I think we should crack on with question 8. Question 8 is, in which castle was Henry IV born in 1367?
Okay.
I'll give you an additional little help. This particular castle gave him the name he was known by until he deposed Richard II.
Right. So I'm thinking of the right Henry then.
Okay, so the answers could be A, Bolingbroke Castle in Lincolnshire.
Okay.
B, Ludlow Castle in Shropshire.
I love Ludlow Castle. I've been there.
Very nice. It's very nice. C, Raglan Castle in Wales, which is stunning.
I've not been to that one.
It's reminiscent of Carcassonne.
Okay.
If you drive past it, you think, that looks like Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. But of course, it was Carcassonne where they filmed that. And the final answer is, and this is another beautiful castle, surrounded by a square lake. Well, it's a square moat. It looks like a lake with a castle plopped in the middle. It's Bodiam Castle in East Sussex.
I'm going to go with A. It was Henry Bolingbroke.
She knew the answer, I think, as soon as I asked the question. And that's because Robin is a legend. Who else out there knew the answer? Maybe 1 or 2 of you? Robin knew it straight away. She's correct!
Yes!
Come on, Robin. That's the way. Okay. Yes. Okay, this is a good one. It's the next history question. And the question is this. Which future Scottish king, according to legend and depicted in the film Braveheart...
Oh, that is a good film.
Yes!
It is a good film. Yeah.
Fought alongside English King Edward I against his countrymen at the Battle of Falkirk in 1298. Is it A, William I? Is it B, Alexander III? Is it C, Robert I? Or is it D, Robert IV?
Oh. I should know. I've seen Braveheart.
No, but I've been naughty. I've been naughty because I've just swapped one of the potential answers And I'm not going to tell you which one, but I've done something to try and confuse you.
So now I'm more confused than I was to start with. I don't like this.
Don't be. Just focus on that film.
Can I go for a 50-50 on this one?
Of course you can.
I'm not sure.
Of course you can. So, 50-50, I'm going to take away 2 wrong answers, and I'm going to leave you with the 2 potentially right answers. And those answers are C, Robert I, or D, Robert IV.
That did not help me at all. I knew it was one of the Roberts. Oh, okay. I'm going to go with Robert the First.
Is she right?
I go with Robert the First.
Such an amazing film, and ended up being a truly amazing Scottish king. But was it Robert the First or Robert the Fourth? Robin has staked her reputation.
Oh no!
Potentially, when Robin is going for her first book deal, when she's written an amazing book, the editor will do a search on YouTube and he will fall on this. And he will get to this question and he'll think, if she gets this right, she gets the deal. We will make her the new Mary Beard. Ladies and gentlemen, she's right! Yeah! That's so cool. Give her the book deal, Mr. HarperCollins man. Sign her now.
Oh, yes. Thank goodness.
Yes.
The heart racing there.
Well done. She only has 2 wrong. This is epic. She's going for an epic score. It's going to be 8 out of 10 if you get this last one right.
Pressure.
Question 10. Which actor portrayed Henry V in the 1989 Hollywood movie released by the Samuel Goldwyn Company? Is it A, Derek Jacobi? Is it B, Ray Fiennes? Is it C, Ralph Fiennes? Or is it D, Kenneth Branagh?
Oh, I wasn't born in 1989.
I know, I'm really mean.
This is really cruel. This is really cruel. And it's Henry V.
Henry V. So this is a very full-on acting part.
Yes.
You've got to have serious gravitas to pull this one off.
Okay.
You will get your revenge, don't worry.
I will. You're right. Okay. I really am not sure, but I'm feeling like it's Kenneth Branagh.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to go with.
It's locked in now. Is that your final answer?
It is.
Okay,
yeah.
That is her final answer. I gave her a chance to change it. She didn't take it. And that's lucky, because it's correct! Yeah. Come on!
Wow!
That's 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. You've only used 2 lifelines, so that also puts an extra bit of pressure onto me. You have, because you didn't use text a friend. Yep,
I did not. Nope, I just...
So that is an unbelievably good score, and I think that I'm going to have to do some serious revising. Oh yes, that's the reason why. Did you see, I actually alluded to this on the podcast, I've snuck in a visit to a castle, which I'm not going to tell you yet. Yeah, I've snuck in a visit to a castle. We're going to be exploring some monarchy in the 11 and 1200s. Oh yes.
Good stuff. So you'll be ready. Yeah. You'll be ready. I will come up with some tricky questions.
Robin, thank you so much. Hasn't she been amazing?
Thank you.
Hasn't she been amazing?
Great.
And guess what? We get to do this all again.
Yes.
Not next episode. Next episode is when I get to revise live on the podcast. And the episode after that is when we'll be doing round 2 of Knit or Forfeit. So, do you have anything else you'd like to say before we say goodbye to everyone?
I don't think so. No, this has been great.
Okay, so
great.
It's goodbye from me in Chicago, and it's...
Goodbye from me, also in Chicago.
Yay! And we'll see you next time for the next exciting round of Knit or Forfeit. Bye.
Yes! Bye.
Oh, now didn't she do well? That's amazing. 8 out of 10. Robin is awfully clever.
Very clever.
I think, I mean, if you notice...
Scarily clever.
With the history stuff, it was straight through.
Yeah.
I mean, just so cool. And I loved, my favourite question was the Robert the Bruce question. Now, who remembers Braveheart? What a superb film that is.
I haven't seen that in ages, actually. Quite fancy a little watch.
Worried now that it might look dated, but hopefully it won't do.
Yeah.
I did watch that an awful lot when it came out. On DVD, and it got me properly interested. That might be one of the films which really got me interested in history, because I would go to the library when I wasn't at college, and I would just get these lending library books, so these real serious big books, and just read all about that period of time, all about Edward the Longshanks, Edward I, and William Wallace, and it's just super interesting. But I knew partway through that question, I thought, she's going to get this. If I don't throw in, and I thought, she's doing so well, I've got to try and claw back another point. But she got it anyway, and it was an absolute dream. The whole sort of thing, and amazing to think that we filmed that one afternoon, and by 9 o'clock the next morning, there sat on my desktop was a high definition video file, all the way from Chicago.
Clever. You're so clever, Robin. I wouldn't have had a clue what to do with that.
So if you want to, and of course the forfeits. I mean, my forfeit, I think actually is quite nice. Spinning up, a bit of fingering weight and crocheting up a square.
I think.
What does she do to me? Oh yeah, I've got to knit lace.
But when you say lace, it could just be a simple cowl with yarn overs, couldn't it?
I meant what I said actually on the episode the episode on the show that you've just seen. Trying new things this year, that's what it's all about. So when I lose, I will happily. In fact, I might as well just cast it on now, and that way by the time.
You'll be ready.
Yeah, I'll be ready. But no, I can't, because I'm casting on my double knitting tomorrow.
Today?
Yesterday. Yes.
Today?
No, Thursday.
Friday you're doing it, aren't you?
But I'm going to cast it on Thursday.
Oh, are you? As
yes.
I said, you've got to cast it on.
I'm going to try.
And how funny is this? Nathan said to Dan, ask Kay, she'll probably know how to do that.
A double knitting caster.
Not a clue, Nathan. Not a clue.
Should we find out what's off your needles?
I do have a finished object. Can anybody see it? Can you see the finished object? I think you can. Here it is. Da-da.
Wow.
I'll take it down. I've finished my second Neapolitan shawl.
And do you now understand why I wore this shirt today?
What, because you match?
Because you can put it on me.
Oh, I can. This thing came out huge. It's much bigger than, my first one. Look at the size of it. It's ginormously beautiful, don't you think? Oh my goodness. I'm really pleased. And, I'll try and, it's much longer than my width. This is my wingspan, and you can see it's floppy in the middle. So I think it came out beautiful. I'll hold it a bit closer so you can see how lovely the stitches came out. Look at that, how it just blocked beautifully, and I knew it would. I knew it would block really, really nicely, and all my wiggly stitches are now all beautiful. What I will say about this yarn is, and it did suddenly dawn on me just as I was about to wash it, I was worried that the blue would bleed, because you know how blue is notorious, indigo, isn't it, that's notorious for bleeding. It did, and I panicked. Literally, as soon as I dunked it in the water just turned blue, and I used stone cold water with just a little bit of wool wash, because this is a hand wash only yarn. And I properly panicked, so I just gave it a really quick dunk. I completely soaked it, but it was very quick, quick in and out. And it didn't transfer, thankfully, onto you can see, there's no colour transference at all. So that was all fine. But, just to let you know that the blue does bleed a little bit. But I think it came out really, really beautiful. And I'm super pleased. Do you want to put it on? Yeah,
you can put it on me if you like. How did you find the yarn to work with?
The yarn was, it's lovely yarn, and I think I said this last time, that if you don't like a more rustic yarn, it might not be for you if you're very sensitive I'm really sensitive to alpaca, and maybe that's why I find this, that I'm a bit sensitive to this. Then you might find it a little bit scratchy. Oh, it kind of suits you. But if you're not sensitive, then I think you'll find it absolutely fine. And it does shed as you're knitting with it as well. So again, if you're sensitive to like fibres, I know some people have mentioned on various podcasts that if a yarn is particularly sheddy, it can irritate you.
Well, that's funny because I'm allergic to cats, and it's the cat hair that gets me, and I wonder if I knit with this. If it was shedding, would it go up my nose and make me sneeze?
I mean, it was, because I wear contact lenses, and it was making my eyes sometimes a little bit sensitive. That's not a criticism in any way. It's just a characteristic that I wanted to let you know about. But I think it came out beautiful, look. Isn't it nice?
Yeah. This is mine.
Do you think you can wear that? Do you think you can pull that off?
What do you think? I think straw poll, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to know if I could pull this off.
I think you probably could.
Please leave a comment wherever you like.
Yeah. And how does that feel on your neck?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Tiny bit scratchy.
Yeah, it's just a little. There's a bit of a prickle, but it's a woolly wool, and it's a real wool.
But if I had a shirt on in between,
I think you'd be fine.
I have an open neck.
Yeah.
I would be fine.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah.
It's not heavy.
No, it's very light.
It's not making me feel hot.
It is very, very light, and I love that. It's very airy and very drapey and, beautiful in that respect.
I would say that I'm enjoying wearing it. Yes.
And I used colours Gwindra, Tiddy Brook is the greeny sort of colour, and Tresillian is the blue.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and I'm super duper pleased that that's finished.
I shall see if I can get through the rest of the show
wearing the
Neapolitan. Nice. I think it's time to
I could have put mine on. It's there actually. I could have put mine on.
That might be Neapolitan overload.
It might be. It might be a bit too much.
I think it's time to find out what's on your TV.
Oh.
Well. I think that
I'm gonna knit.
Kay needs to give her opinion.
What do I?
Yes.
Right.
On The Night Manager.
Oh, it's really good. A few people have said to us, we asked people's opinions on this, and everybody was very positive about it.
So we put it on.
So we watched it.
And we wouldn't have if you hadn't said it's good.
No. And it's really, really good. It's very...
Where would you rate it on things that we've enjoyed? As everyone knows, we like The West Wing, we like Parenthood, we like...
Well, I think
Newsroom.
It's up there, definitely. I've not fallen asleep while I've been watching it, which is always a good judge. It's keeping our attention. It's very interesting, and working out what's going to happen, and the characters are all fascinating.
I think that it is...
Tom Hollander is a tiny little man.
So interesting. So interesting to see Tom Hollander in that, because we've also started watching Dr. Thorne.
Dr. Thorne, and he's in Dr. Thorne as well.
And
excellent actor.
What do we think of Dr. Thorne?
I like Dr. Thorne, but it was a bit confusing. I didn't really know what was going on for a little bit.
I've got to say, personally, I enjoyed Dr. Thorne probably more than Downton.
Oh, you see, I wouldn't say that, really.
But I'm not criticising Downton.
Oh, no.
That's how much that I've been enjoying watching Dr. Thorne. Which is funny because Ian McShane's in it, and he's not one of my favourite actors.
No, I don't think Ian McShane.
I find him a little bit samey.
Yeah, he's not the... He's well, I won't say what's happened, but...
he was in Lovejoy, and perhaps growing up watching Lovejoy, perhaps that typecasts him a bit then. Perhaps I'll always see him as the roguish art dealer.
Maybe, yeah.
That's a good programme, Lovejoy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
But, yes,
The
Night Manager is excellent.
Is stupendous.
Yeah.
It is wonderful to find something which is really well put together in every element.
The acting.
It's all you ask for, isn't it?
The acting is brilliant, I think, from everybody.
It's all you ask for when you put the telly on. You just want to watch something that's well produced, that people clearly,
I love where it's been filmed as well. It started off in Cairo, and I love Egypt, and then it went to Switzerland, and the scenery there was beautiful. It's now in Mallorca a lot, in the most fantastic house you've ever seen. So all the filming of it, all the location filming is fantastic. I love all that.
Go and watch it.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
really
watch
good.
it. Definitely.
And of course, as always, if you have any recommendations, like the Night Manager for us,
Yes.
because I think we've only got 3 to go. But of course, we've got the O.J. Simpson thing to carry on watching, and we do have another episode of Dr. Thorne. But still, we're happiest when there's like 24 episodes of something sat so that you're safe. You know that you're always going to have something. I want to just touch on what's on your stereo.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. Well, another thing that we've done recently is we have established, and we actually spoke about this on another podcast episode, but we ended up cutting the majority of it out, and hopefully we'll have time to get this in on this episode. Just quickly, we spent some time working with you and your playlists, trying to, because Kay, you haven't been listening to a lot of music. And when you have, it's always been the same things.
Yeah.
And you were properly bored.
Yeah.
And just by sitting down and spending a bit of time, I think it's helped and been beneficial, hasn't it? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
It's amazing the power of, I find, with the exercise, with running, any form actually of brain work. If you get the music right, it makes whatever you're doing easier.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you think about the fact that I've been knitting socks whilst listening to Josh Groban, he says in his Shawl, it really works. This Josh Groban album, it focuses my mind. You know, if you've got the telly on in the background, that's no good because your eyes are flicking over. If the music's too upbeat, then you start going too quick with your needles because your heart rate naturally goes up to the pace of the music. Josh Groban, amazing singer, nice steady pace music. It just sits there and you can just get on with the job in hand. It's just wonderful.
He's a fantastic singer.
He really is.
I forgot to say, it's Blacker Yarn's Tamar. I forgot to say what yarn was. Sorry.
So, what's on your stereo? At the moment, what's on my stereo is the Josh Groban live album. There's 5 tracks on it and it was done for iTunes. I can't remember when it came out, but 5 tracks, iTunes special, live, and it's stupendous. But the other album that we've got, which we've been enjoying, is, we always really liked Mika.
Yes.
And we got the first album and listened to it loads, and then like, what happened to Mika? Why did we never bother to look and see that he's released 4 more albums since the first one? So we got the next one. It's got on things like We Are Gold and Blame It on the Girls, and it's just brilliant.
It is.
It's so great.
Yeah.
What an amazing singer! And that, you know, we put that on before we start filming, and it really gets us in the mood.
Yeah.
So that's what's on our stereo. So you've got 2 for the price of 1 there. What's on your TV? What's on our stereo? It's time for the Indie Bits.
Indie Bits?
Yes.
Right. Okie dokie. What shall I do first? Shall we do?
Yes.
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 Let's do the little Harriet giveaway,
You
shall
get
we?
your thingy ready.
Where did you put it?
It's just there.
Right.
So looky look. And we've been a bit blown away. I must just say, whilst you're getting ready with your... How... The feedback we had from the last episode...
Oh, gosh, yeah.
It's a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I
So pleased you all loved it so much.
can't tell you how much we appreciate it, because we really put ourselves out there with it, with regards every element of putting that together. Because as we said, you know, on the episode, geographically it was so huge. There was a much more tight narrative storyline that we had to get across. It was difficult to pull together.
It was.
But the fact that you've all enjoyed it makes it a whole lot more, you know, it will take from that and we will better it. Yes.
We will.
Because that's what we do here on the Bakery Bears podcast.
Is it?
And so, as part of that, of course, we said last episode, we picked up a couple of little things from the Harriet shop to finish our Harriet journey.
Yeah.
And we started a thread.
We did.
And Kay now seems to be browsing yarn on Woolstack.
I am not. Might have had a little look there this morning.
We picked up a couple
I'm
of...
logging into Ravelry
Cool.
to look at the thread to see who's won.
We picked up a couple of little things for you.
And I noticed, what did I notice with the calendar?
That you get double for the price of one. Some months, There's more than one.
There's two. I think there's 2 Februaries and 2 Octobers.
So what you could do there is you could actually rip it out, cut out the picture, stick it in a frame.
I have no
Harriet
idea
keepsake.
what that's all about.
Oh yes. So we started off a thread in the Bakery Bears Ravelry group. You had to answer the question, which was, what was the real name of the... I nearly said the answer. What was the real name of the Drovers Inn that we visited on the last episode? So it was called the Drovers Inn in the TV series All Creatures Great and Small. What was the name of the actual pub? And we had how many answers?
We had 81.
Amazing.
Yep. Well, 80 technically, isn't there? Yeah, because I was the first person. So I've done a random number 2 to 81, and it's come up with 67. I'll just show you. 67. And I've just looked on Ravelry, and 67 is Woolover.
Yay!
Yay! So Woolover, you have won those 2 lovely items.
Amazing.
So, Chris in Virginia, if you will message me on Ravelry and tell me your full name and your address, I will get those sent out to you.
Congratulations, Chris.
Cool.
Genius. And what I love about Chris's post is she searched it on the internet. And what happened, Chris, was you got told the name of the place that was used in the filming. So in the filming...
No, she got the right answer though.
She did get the right answer.
Oh, right.
But when she Googled it, she put, if you look on the internet, it says the King's Arms. The King's Arms in Askrigg is what they used in All Creatures Great and Small as the Drovers Inn. The pub which James Herriot used to go, that Alf White and Siegfried used to go into in real life, was the one in Thirsk. That's the one that he used to base his pub on in the book. And that pub is the Golden Fleece.
Well done, Chris.
Yes.
Send me a message. I will get that sent out to you. If you remember, I said I was going to...
I love that. I love that.
This is turquoise.
Yeah. No, but I love the name.
Chili knits.
Yeah. It sounds like the reason why I wear knitted stuff. It's chilly, so I'm going to wear my knits.
I'll show that next. I've made the bag for the Muppet cowl. Couldn't think of the words. And if you remember, I had a little bit of the Kermit fabric. I said I was going to make a bag. I finally did a tiny bit of sewing. And I made a bag. Look! Oh, it's so cute. It's a little sock size bag, and it's got the same polka dots inside. So that is going to be another prize for the Muppet Knit Along, which at the moment the Muppet Knit Along has got, I even wrote it down, we've got 60 finished objects, which is fantastic. Don't look at that.
I'm interested.
No, that was ages ago. It's just a book I use for ideas.
Cool. I just got a glimpse into the mind of Kay Jones.
So we've got 60 finished objects so far, and the Muppet Knit Along, which is fantastic. I've showed all the prizes previously, and that one just adds to it. There is also an additional prize of a pattern from lovely Mina. Mina from the Knitting Expat podcast sent me the pattern of her new shawl. Do you know the brioche one? I can't remember the actual, I think it's a French word, isn't it? But it translates to the squishy, I think. You know which one I mean?
What's she become? Now I found it really interesting that she's no longer referred to as Mina from the Knitting Expat podcast. She's Mina of the sock competition fame, is it, or something?
Yeah.
I love that.
So she sent me the pattern, and then she also sent one for a prize. So I've added that into the Muppet prizes as well.
Nice.
So I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 prizes for the Muppet Knit Along now.
Nice.
So that's that. The Gorgeous Garment Knit Along, we've got 26 finished objects in there, which is fantastic. And well again, I showed you the prizes for that. There's a skein of yarn, and there's the little Downton's Notions pouch that I made. And then this leads me on to the thing that Dan just showed, the Neapolitan Knit Along, which, oh, it's not there anymore. The Neapolitan Knit Along, which we've got going on. I'm going to use...
You're saying I've got it going on?
You have got it going on, darling. I was sent a fantastic parcel. Last week, I think I got it, from lovely Connie at Chili Knits.
And is she in Chile?
She is in Chile.
Amazing.
Yeah. And she sent
Hello,
me...
Chile.
Hello, Connie in Chile. How fantastic.
Hello, Chile. And we now know as well, hello, India. Because we know we have a viewer in India.
Yeah, fantastic.
We still need a globe where people can
put pins
pop a pin in. We'll do that. When we hit the milestone and we start a website, we'll have a globe and you can pop a pin in on the map because it would be wonderful to be able to see that.
So she sent me a fantastic parcel and she made this wonderful bag, and I've used that little bluebird fabric for bags myself, but never made myself one. So I was so thrilled to get this, and this is for me, so thank you so much, Connie.
It's for me.
Well, you can use it, darling, if you want to.
No.
And then she sent 2 skeins of yarn, and again she said I could
And isn't it lovely? Specifically that one.
Well, that's the one I'm keeping. She said I could keep one and use the other for a prize.
And I love it when people don't mind which, because sometimes people say, you keep that one, and then use that one as the prize.
Well, I asked Bryony, I said, which one should I keep? Because they're both so beautiful. And Bryony chose this one for me to keep, because these are just her favourite colours at the moment. And this is her soft sport, and it really is soft, and it's an 80-20 merino nylon, 328 yards, and the colourway is animal. Look, from the Muppets.
It absolutely is animal.
Yeah, so I'm keeping this one, and this is going to be some fantastic socks at some point, I think, for me.
Yes,
love that. So that one is mine. This one is going to be the prize for our Neapolitan knit along, and this
it's beautiful, that
it's 100% merino nylon. Oh,
4-ply, 438 yards.
I'm not sure what percentage,
100
because
grams.
she's put 100% merino stroke nylon, so there is some nylon in there. 438 yards, and the colourway is Felix. But look at that.
Stunning.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Stunning.
And you can imagine I wanted to keep that as well. But that one is going to be the prize for our Neapolitan knit along. So thank you so much, Connie. It's beautiful, beautiful yarn. So soft and squishy. So that's that.
Are we done?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not. I made a little purchase. I'll be very quick. He always rushes me at the end. Deb at Fondant Fibre was doing a kit recently, and it's based on Paris, and it's called the Paris Flea Market. Oh, and it's just gorgeous, and I just had to order it, and I got it last week. This was the beautiful bag. Oh, isn't it lovely? And it's got like this crocheted, can you see the crocheted lace on it? Beautiful, beautiful bag, and I love the colour. And it came with this gorgeous yarn, and it's 100% Polworth. And I've never used Polworth before, and I think it would make really nice socks actually. I think it's quite sturdy. Beautiful, beautiful yarn. And you also get some vintage buttons, which are really pretty. Gorgeous. And then there's some stitch markers in this cute little tin with the Eiffel Tower on. And it's got various stitch markers in there that are all sort of Paris themed. Really lovely. And there's a progress keeper as well. So thank you, Deb, for that. And I think they all went, the kits all went, as you know, it's no surprise really. So I love that. I'm very keen to put something in that. And then another thing from Deb that I got, this is going to be my little holiday cast on when we go away, and it says Spangle Base, Superwash Merino Nylon and Stellina. I have knit with this before and it's lovely, and the colourway is Otterlei. Can you see? And it's the most beautiful blue. Look at that. Is it not gorgeous?
Cool. So what a big episode. I hope you have the most wonderful Easter weekend, or if Easter's finished, I hope you didn't eat too many chocolate eggs or hot cross buns. You can never eat too many hot cross buns. To say that I'm excited about the next round of Knit or Forfeit would be absolute fibs, because I'm going to lose and I'm going to have to knit lace.
Let's be positive.
But that is not next episode. Next episode is the start of our exploration of the Plantagenets. Oh. And to say I'm excited is I'm combusting, because we've been once before to where we're going to take you. Kay came but didn't come up to the castle, so it's going to be new to her.
I had an injury.
The whole place is utterly stunning, and the story that we're going to tell, we're getting back to what I really, really love. So that's the end of episode 46.
I don't think we said it was number 46 at the beginning.
We were too excited. I don't know. So, hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah.
We will see you in 2 weeks for episode 4. Now, just keep
Yeah.
your eye on when this episode comes out. We
Yeah.
haven't quite nailed down when it's going to come out. It will definitely be late. It may come out on the Monday, or we may swap around. I can't quite work it out.
Because we're away for a few days. And
But I have a feeling that
it will be late.
Monday probably will be the day that
Right.
it comes out. So just keep your eye on that. It'll obviously come up on your subscription anyway as soon as it comes out. Patrons will see you on Tuesday for some more stitching time, and then Thursday it's Holbrook time. Come on, little okay. And also, patrons, we will be putting out a very special video with a very cool announcement, which I think we've nailed down what we're doing now.
I
haven't we?
think so, yes.
Which is really cool. Sorry it's not come out quicker, but we wanted to get this exactly right. And with your help, we're going to make it even more perfect, and then we'll launch this wonderful idea to the world, which hopefully will be on the next episode.
Yep.
Cool. So, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me. Is that
No,
what they
him.
say? Oh, I got it wrong.
It's
didn't
goodnight
I?
from me.
And it's good night from him.
And we'll
Is that right?
Yeah. And we'll see you next time for episode 47.
Happy knitting.